How y'all doing? How we be? Welcome to my channel, WatchYoMouthReviews. This is your boy James, where today I'm here to give you my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not going to happen this episode. Thank you, Letitia Pearson. But we're going to live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Bess. Y'all say what's up to her.
Good morning, everyone. If you're on the West Coast, good afternoon. If you're on the East Coast, let's like the video, share the video. If you enjoy what he's doing, subscribe to the channel.
Yes. So we're going to pause for the cause for just a second. Mrs. Bess said I may be blurry, so I want to check it real quick. Oh, no, I don't think I'm blurry. I just think it's my background. I am in my living room, so.
Not you, your picture of the ladies.
Oh, I thought you said me. I was, girl.
No, the
Oh,
picture, not you.
no, that, yeah, I
I
can't.
can see
I'll
you
fix that later.
clearly.
Yeah.
You are very clear.
Yes. AB is here. Hey, American Born too. Thank you for being here. There, my girl Shani is. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you guys so much. Happy Sunday morning. All right, y'all. We got to get into this very draining one scene, it seemed like, episode of Belle Collective. One scene, y'all. It was literally one scene, and the entire focus was Carrie and Matt. The entire focus, and this was supposed to be about Selena and Mike. We got one little scene with them where we embraced them, and that was it. But this whole focus was on Carrie and Matt the entire time, which led you guys to see that they carrying the show. The drama is the only thing that's carrying the show if the entire focus was on them. Mrs. Best, do you agree?
I've been felt like Carrie was giving more than the Bells. Honestly, since she's joined the show, she's given more than the Bells. I think it's time for the Bells to go. The OG Bells. Um,
You wouldn't keep
I,
at least one?
no, I'm over it. I think that they're set in their ways and what they can get away with on reality TV. This happens on a lot of shows. But I think the OG should have time limits, and they're proving why.
Okay. But we know that's not how Carlos King works. So,
That's
you
why I don't
know.
cover his shows, baby. That's why I don't cover his shows, because they be a mess. But hey, what can we do?
Right? It's okay, Shady. You gonna beat him one time around. I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. Keywan is in the building, y'all. Y'all say what's up to my girl. Make sure if you are not subscribed to her, I don't know what y'all are doing, but click on her pretty picture or go on my description box. Her link is there to subscribe to her channel. We also collab with her often, so we do enjoy, when we do the collaborations on Mrs. Best channel. And if y'all not subscribed to Mrs. Best, I really don't know what y'all doing, because any reviews or recaps I don't cover, she covers on her channel. So y'all need to be subscribing to her too. But yes, it was a mess. It was a very big old mess. Like I'm just, yeah. Carrie got on your nerves. Not Joe Carrie got on your nerves. Um,
She got on a lot of people's nerves. Anybody with common sense, she got on their nerve. She did.
well, my sense must not be common because I actually understood where she was coming from. But
Ooh, we gonna have a good talk there, y'all. Because anybody married know that lady was tripping
she,
heavily.
I agree she was true, but she didn't get on my nerves. Is what I'm saying. I understood. She didn't get on my nerves. Um, she said she loved the way you say raggedy. She did the way she treated Matt. We're gonna talk about it, y'all. We're gonna talk about it. But everybody gets to the Airbnb of it all. And as everyone's walking in, Latrice is telling them that they all have assigned rooms. They don't have to worry about fighting over a room. Uh, so everyone goes out. So everyone starts upstairs, and we see that Latrice and Cliff have the master suite, the primary bedroom. And Selena did feel a little slighted. She goes, well, I thought the trip was about me. And Latrice said, the trip is about you, but I'm the host. So I get the best room. And also, she is paying for it. I don't know. I have to see the receipt. She probably did pay for it. I don't know. We don't know how this works, but We'll just say Latrice is paying for the trip, so of course she's going to get the best room. And also upstairs is Marie and also Glenn and Letitia. So they have all the upstairs. And so when Selena's walking downstairs, she goes, "Y'all, I'm not liking this. Why am I at the bottom floor of this house? Like, what's going on?" So when we see Selena in Mike's room, she actually wasn't too disappointed because it looked like she had a separate entrance that she can, come in her leisure and go outside if she wants to. Tamber had a little corner room that was very small. And then we get to Carrie and Matt's room. When Carrie looked up in there, she said, "Oh, hell no." And she took that thing, it's like that paper in hand. She go, "This is a lie. This is a lie." And automatically Carrie is thinking, this is payback from her trip at the Gulf Coast, which once again, we already said, I kind of felt like, to me, that wasn't the right move for Latrice to make, because I feel like, one, Matt shouldn't be collateral damage in this if that was the case. And Carrie made it fair by going by age. So she did make a criteria fair. It's just you fell at the bottom of it. So I don't think that was a fair thing for them to give, especially because they're a couple. They shouldn't have given anybody that room nonetheless, but definitely not a married couple. So Carrie is saying, "Y'all, this, I can rough it, but Mac gonna look at this and he gonna be bougie. I'm gonna tell y'all, he got 5-star, he got a whole bunch of points at the Marriott. He gonna use them, trust me, when he see this." And I'm just like, oof. I couldn't do it personally. I just know me. And usually I'm not one to complain about a room. I would have been fine with Tambra's room. I'm single. It'd have been, one of those situations. Like in that case, I would have been fine with that. But me and my relationship, no. Me and him are not doing that. We not doing that. We gonna be, that's how I figure it out. Which I'll say it in the chat before I get Mrs. Best's opinion on Carrie's first reaction to the room. I don't know how Matt can stand here or speak. Well, he's been doing it since the 90s. It may not be annoying to him. Things we find annoying about other people, the people they end up with, may not find annoying about them. Yeah. So yeah, Mike should have had the master. Okay. All right. This isn't broad. We know they have to API for things. So Carlos isn't paying for anything. Oh, that's why I would never join his show. I took up for Carrie most of the time in this episode. Okay. Latrice should have found 2 houses or a bigger house to accommodate them all. I think she could have found a bigger house personally, because that's Atlanta. There are plenty of them, but they starting to go up on Airbnb prices, y'all, in Atlanta now. They're not as cheap as they used to be back in the day. They up there now. So I think she was trying to do like a accommodation budget. I don't know what that budget could have been, but it looked like that's what she was trying to do. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Carrie's reaction to the room, and what would you have done in her situation now, seeing it for yourself?
I didn't find it funny, the room situation, at all. I actually thought it was effed up. Whether you're single or not, to put somebody in a hallway with no privacy and to lay on a couch, when you over 30, you can't just put people on pull-out couches, because our backs, our knees, our everything don't work the same. So I thought that was messed up. I understand it's supposed to be get back for Latrice, but Latrice, you are mad because you had to squat with Letitia while y'all was not good, and then you had a room that had bunk beds, but you had a door, you had a closet, you had your own personal space, and then in today's time, you're cool with Letitia. So can you really be mad about the room situation? This was messed up. This was absolutely messed up. Everybody know when you book something, whether they booked it on Burbo or whether it was Airbnb, they understand that you can look at the photos before you book. So I am sure she looked at the photos to see how many people would be able to sleep in there and where they would be able to sleep. It's one thing to try and be petty, but I think in this case, Latrice went too far. I don't think she thought that it would be as bad as it was, but I thought Carrie's reaction would be worse. It was not, in my opinion, as bad as it could have done. Because I would have just looked at the room and laughed and be like, okay, bitches, and went and got me a room somewhere. You could not pay me to sleep on that bed.
Or I'd have found an Airbnb down the street and would have to walk into the scene. I have to tell production, look, I'm not staying in that. I'm not saying in that. So here's what I'll do. I'll get my own accommodations and I'll make sure I'm relatively adjacent so that way I can come and film when I need to be here.
I
That's
do
what I would
feel
do.
like knowing Carlos, though, that production has something to do with that. Because it wasn't just that there was no space in the room. It was an ugly couch. It didn't look like it belonged. Like, I feel like production has something to do in this happening because let's call a spade a spade. Belle Collective been boring as hell. Really, since Carrie joined, it's been boring with the same recycled storylines from Letitia and Glenn. So I feel like maybe they did this just to stir it up. But if I was Carrie, I would say F production, F this show. I got enough stress. I'm gone.
I agree. I agree 110%. So Matt finally gets there as the ladies are getting IV drips because Latrice wants to make sure they're all hydrated, because they're about to go out and turn up. So when Matt gets there, he goes and sees Carrie. Carrie's really happy to see him because he drove a separate vehicle because he had to work. So he drove a separate vehicle, meets up with them, and she goes, "Okay, so you ready to see our room?" Because she had already pre-warned him before he got there. She had called him and pre-warned him. So now she's physically about to show him. And when Matt saw that room, Matt said, "Oh no." He didn't say this, y'all. I'm gonna paraphrase it, but Matt said, "Y'all all got me fucked up. If y'all really think I'm gonna sleep in this room, like this is so disrespectful on so many levels. I'm not dealing with this." He walked right back upstairs and was like, "No, y'all got me fucked up. I'm not staying here." And Latrice was like, "Oh, Matt, this is supposed to be the collective. We're supposed to all be enjoying ourselves and everything together. Like we're not supposed to break apart." Latrice, let me explain something to you. Matt did the most respectable thing he could do, which was make light of it, laugh, but tell y'all his boundaries. Had it been me, you would have got cussed out. You and Cliff, if Cliff wanted to be collateral damage, like I'm collateral damage in this situation with my wife because you wanted to be petty. She would have got cussed out because that is disrespectful. And not to mention, Matt drove 6 hours. So I know he's tired. I know he's, like probably windblown because that's a long drive. And to be met with
Matt
a
drove 6 hours alone when he got a wife. That's
right.
strike one for Carrie. I'm just letting y'all know. There's no way I would get on a plane to go with a bunch of other women and their partners while I leave my partner to be driving through the American South for a BS trip. There's no way. Just had to get that off my chest because I'm like, why wasn't you with him, Carrie?
Or he could have just probably sent her ahead of time. That could have been it too. I don't really know the backstory on that. That was
They
kind of
explained
odd.
it in the last episode.
What
They
was it?
really explained it a couple of times. He said that he was going to drive because he prefers to have his own car and that she was going to go with the group. Like they planned it out, but I just feel like she should have drove with him.
Oh, okay.
They did that because I feel like they kind of had a feeling that some stupid stuff was going to happen with the rooms.
Yeah, I could see that too. I can definitely see that. So as the group and everything, and Matt's like, I really ain't trying to stay here and everything. He's telling the men, and everyone's understanding Matt. Everyone's understanding, but nobody is like, okay, how can we rectify this? How can we solve this? Everyone's like, oh yeah, we understand you. We understand. And that's another thing. Because to me, as far as that being empathetic for my situation, it now looks like it's being condescending because yes, y'all can all understand where I'm coming from and why I would be upset. But what is the resolve here? Why is no one trying to find a solution for us? We're a couple. Like, why would y'all just want us to stay in this? And I'm not saying someone should give up their room, but what I'm saying is they shouldn't be so insulted by them leaving. That's how I feel. I feel like they shouldn't be so insulted with them leaving if no one is trying to find them a reasonable solution. That's how I feel. I just felt like to me,
Them
y'all
people
can
didn't
save
get
it.
they didn't give a flying you know what about them leaving. They just wanted them to stay so they could make a jokes and have a storyline of them suffering. I don't. This is why people be up and down with Latrice. This is
Yep.
exactly why.
Yep.
Because as much as you got bullied on this show, and then you want to go do this to somebody else, and I would say Latrice has the most vocal spouse because we don't listen when Glenn talk. I'm trying to tell y'all, I am an 11 to 13-year-old with the attitude. The shit goes in one ear and out the other. Okay, and the rest of the husbands are pretty calm. But Cliff, he done called his wife outside of her name on this show, acted a fool. Latrice, of all people, you should know better than to put somebody in a situation like this and then not, like, at the very least have a backup plan or somewhere else that they could go. Like, and the fact that you took your time looking at the house to choose the rooms and decided to do that when you got a husband that's just like Matt and probably would have left as well, because Cliff would not have, I promise y'all, that man would not have laid on that couch bed like that. Is Latrice is messed up. It's like you hope that when people get mistreated, that when other new people come in, that they'll be like, okay, I got mistreated in this group, which Latrice was for years and years and years. Let me not spread this energy and be kind to someone else. Instead, it looked like she was just happy to get revenge on something that was stupid.
That was stupid. I 100% agree with you. And especially because on Carrie's trip, the men were not there. So
Exactly.
it wasn't like it was a situation to where you're getting couples get back because they put you and Cliff in the dungeon. That's
I
not
would have
what
been in there fighting. That's just me. Okay, Deep East Oakland would have came
not
out
fighting.
because it's
Stop.
not just about, like, if it was just me, I would have took the L and just been mad. And at every trip I did going forward, if I was Carrie, Latrice will always get the smaller room, and then
Yeah.
I would never show up for her trips just to mess with her like that. But the fact that you want to put my husband in a situation, bitch, you got a problem with me, have a problem with me. But do not come playing with my man in his sleep and all of this just because you mad you had to sleep in a bunk bed. You sleep with Cliff, that's got to be way worse. Like, stop.
Yeah, like I 100% agree. I didn't feel like Matt deserved that. Like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not feel like Matt deserved this treatment because when Carrie did it, none of the men were there. So it's like this wasn't equal. So I don't know what Latrice was doing. And then another thing that Latrice did is like instead of trying as the host, trying to find them reasonable like solutions because you know that didn't work, you were like, just deal with it. We don't want y'all to leave. Like, don't leave. And it's like, well, you're not coming up with anything to help them. So how are they supposed to stay in the accommodation that does not suit them? To me, that's the more insulting thing is that as the host, you're not even trying to help. You like laugh at it and think it's funny. It's like, no, I was more mad at Latrice than anybody this episode. I really was. Um, I couldn't have done that couch. It would take the fire department to get my ass up off there. I would have left the moment I looked in there. I would have said, okay, so y'all like to play with people. So I am going to a hotel. I wouldn't even had listen to me, y'all. I wouldn't even had wasted my time. I would have called my husband and said, hey, we not staying here. You ain't got to ask me why. We'll see you later. I'm gonna book a Marriott hotel. I'm gonna give you the address. I'll see you there because they're not gonna play with. I would even had listen. Me correcting that situation. My husband wouldn't even have saw that. He wouldn't even know what was going on. He would just have to take my word for it, and then I had to show him later what they was gonna do. That's me, but yeah. Carrie different. It's why how Latrice changed as soon as she's cool with Letitia. You clocking it, Keywan. You clocking it. Because in my mind, I said the same thing when I was watching this episode. Yeah. Tamber could have stayed the fuck home. She really could have, because once again, if anybody could have been in that room for based on performance of this season, it would have been either Marie or Tamber. Just saying. More so Tamber, because we still ain't getting what we asking for.
They keep calling it a couples trip, but Marie and Tamber are there, so this is not a couples trip.
This is not a couples trip, exactly. Hi, Joseph Felton. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. They could have slept on the floor in that closet. Oops. No, I ain't sleeping on no floor in no closet. That's why. But I see what you say. Hi, Jewel. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello. I love this. Everybody is here. It wasn't funny. It was terrible. It was terrible, terrible. And I usually laugh things off. I couldn't laugh at that. Like I just couldn't because that was horrible. That's set up for Carrie and Matt was disgraceful and rude. They were on a twin pull-out, placed in a hallway blocking two closets. Yeah, that looks like somebody's office. That was somebody's office that, because it's very slender. And yeah, in two closets. Yeah, that was somebody's office. That was crazy. That's why I say I'd have put Tampa in there. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you ain't got nobody. And, I mean, there is no privacy, but Tampa ain't finna do something that Carrie and Matt could be doing. So, Carrie is overwhelmed. She is. She is. That's why I'm going easy on Carrie because I know she overwhelmed, but her behavior was a little atrocious. But, you know, I think they were all provoking her too, which probably does not help. Hi, Andre Shannon. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. So, the next thing we have is dinner. So, they hired a chef and they asked everybody to be down at 5 o'clock so they can enjoy their meal because they're going to go out later. So, all of the couples, everybody's get there. Everyone was about, 3 to 10 minutes late. It wasn't that bad. Like, have we seen, other dinners on other franchises where people are late? However, the person everybody is waiting on is Letitia. And where is Letitia? Y'all want to ask where Letitia was? Letitia was upstairs in her bathroom getting glammed up and not ready for dinner. So everybody is hungry because they, mind you, they have not eaten since they gotten there. So everybody is hungry. And Marie was all like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna wait on Letitia," because everybody at this point said, "Well, we should just eat the first course, and Letitia just got to come down when she come down." Glendale goes upstairs to get them, and that was the perfect opportunity for the chef to bring the salads over to them. Marie said, "I'm good with my Coke. I'm not gonna eat because that's so disrespectful to Letitia for y'all to be sitting up here eating. I mean, y'all just have no class, no nothing." And so Letitia was all like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm late, Glenn. I had to get my makeup done and everything. Is everybody okay downstairs?" He goes, "Yeah, but we all waiting on you. Everybody want to eat." She goes, "But I'll make sure." But Glenn says, "I'll make sure they don't eat until you get down there." She go, "Okay, tell me I'll be right down there. Just give me a minute." So Glendale walks downstairs, and everybody has a mouthful of salad. And he was like, "Well, damn. I just said I'm finna go get Letitia. She on her way down. Y'all couldn't wait just a few more minutes." Bruce said, "Glenn, I'll wait. I'll wait. You say I ain't got no food. That's all them. That's the disrespect I'll be talking about in this group." And I said, "Marie, Lord Jesus." So before Letitia walks downstairs, let's process this. Now, in hindsight, yes, it is rude. It is. However, you guys said to be down by 5 o'clock. So if I'm a guest on this trip and you tell me to be on time, and I am on time, I'm expecting to eat between 5 o'clock and 5:15, at least my appetizer. I'm not trying to, and mind you, I have not eaten since I got here. So no, I'm not going to wait on Letitia. I'm going to actually be rude because y'all, if I'm hungry, I'm sorry. My second part of my brain clicks in and I'm going to be just totally disrespectful because I am hungry. And if you told me to be here at a certain time and I did exactly what you asked me to do, I expect to be eating. I expect to be eating. So, yeah. Sorry, Letitia, not sorry. Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Letitia being late and would you have eaten without her being at the table?
It is not rude to not eat in that situation. If that was a pre-planned dinner with like placeholders and stuff, fine. Then it's a little rude to eat without everybody being there. But the fact that y'all was just in a random Airbnb having a like almost like potluck style type of dinner, no. The other thing, if everybody was supposed to be downstairs at a certain time, like you said, then those who are not downstairs at that time, oh well, you still got a plate of food. Who the fuck died and made Letitia and Glenn King tut up in that bitch? Because I'ma say this, you wanted everybody to wait. Who the fuck are y'all? Why are we gonna wait? And then Letitia, Glenn, and Marie, y'all got audacity talking about, oh, that's rude. I wouldn't do that. You know what else is rude, Marie? Ordering a nasty ass Domino's pizza when Carrie's family took the time to cook for you and refusing to even try the food. That's rude. So I don't understand why they keep talking about, oh, this and that is rude. Another thing that makes Letitia and Glenn wrong and why nobody fucking waiting for them, this motherfucking weekend in this episode is not about y'all bitch asses. Nobody cares about your marriage. We're over it. We're here to celebrate Selena and Mike. So why would anybody care and wait on Letitia and Glenn? Selena and Mike was down there eating. That's all that mattered. That's all that matters.
Yes.
Letitia and Glenn have some audacity. And then with the shit that she pulled with the breakfast later on in the episode.
Oh, we're gonna get into it. Trust me, we ain't there yet. Cause that's gonna be 20 minutes on its own. That's why I'm trying to hurry up and get there.
That's
We
why
gonna
I
get
feel
there.
like Marie, I actually like Marie. I could not stand Marie when I first started covering this show, but I actually had grown to like Marie. I don't like Marie around Letitia. I don't like Marie around Glenn. I feel like Marie will act annoyed with stuff that really would not bother her just because Letitia feel like she needs somebody to have her back. But oh, they
Yes,
lucky they ate
absolutely.
anything at all. I would have gave them nothing. Threw a
Right.
potato up their ass.
So as they're going downstairs and everything, everyone's going around the table preparing Mike and Selena, even though they both have been married before, giving the marriage advice. I kind of felt like ain't nobody at that table in any position to give somebody marriage advice. So I'm not going to go one by one about what they said because it was all a joke. Even Cliff's funny joke. They said, Cliff, what advice would you give them? Cliff going to say, well, look both ways before you cross the street because he didn't take the shit serious. The only person I felt like gave solidarity advice was Matt, and his advice to them was the relationship works better when both people in the marriage are givers, and that is absolutely true. I 100% believe that. It's not. It should never be a give and take, even though sometimes it could end up in that way. But both people should be equally giving in the marriage. That's how I feel. Mrs. Best, how do you feel about anybody's marriage advice? Did anyone give advice that you felt was adequate, including Letitia and Glenn? I'm not even going to talk about what they said, but yeah.
Um, Give and take is both people being a givers, because if you're giving and then taking, that means you're both giving. Um, I don't know why anyone would think differently of that, but you are correct in that point. I don't know. I thought it was weird that she asked for advice. This ain't your first marriage, lady. And then
That's
you asking
absolutely
for advice from a group of people who were just spreading the narrative and the rumor on national TV that he got a baby on the way. These are not your friends. These
right.
are not your friends, with the exception. I can't even say, I know Latrice cares about Selena probably more than a lot of the other women in the group, but if she really cares, she would have gave her friend the master bedroom on the trip that's supposed to be for her friend. But I didn't take the marriage advice thing seriously at all. Uh, Matt tried to give some nice advice, he did, but it's just odd that people over 45 are asking for marriage advice,
Over
especially when it's not
50.
her first marriage. But Selena give me a little bit dingy, so
She do. And yeah. So when Letitia get downstairs, she goes, "Hey, y'all eating without me?" This Marie, no, Letitia, I'm your older friend. I would never eat without you. You see, they ain't your friend, Letitia. I'm your friend. And I'm looking at Marie like, you go pick me. What the fuck? I'm eating. Sorry, not sorry. So that was pretty much that scene. They actually are going to go ahead. Latrice tells them that they're going to go to V12, which is a hot club in, I believe it's in Midtown Atlanta. I forgot where V12 was. The only thing I love about V12 is watching Vinny get out of his G Wagon because he always got some man carrying him inside. That shit be funny as hell to me. If y'all know about Vinny Watson, go follow him on IG. Every time he pull up to his establishment, he always got somebody carrying him inside of his establishment. It is funny as hell. So y'all go ahead. Shout out to Vinny Watson for his nice establishment. I can't wait to go there one day. Let me go ahead and take a look here at the comments. I would have went ahead and eaten and not gonna lie. I would have too. Who the hell's not eating? And I eat and I haven't eaten since I got there in Atlanta. Oh no, I'm eating. Or y'all gonna see a monster? One of the two. Letitia, you're not Beyonce. I'm not waiting on you, but I wouldn't even wait on Beyonce. Beehive, don't come after me. This ain't the channel for y'all. Don't come after me. But I'm not waiting on anybody. I don't care who you are. If I'm hungry, I got to eat. The way everybody was governed, it was Selena with that fork and mouth wide open for me. I said, "Oh my lord!" I said, "Carlos, whoever did the splice of this, give them a raise, but they need to be written up at the same time because that was so unorthodox and unnecessary. But it was funny as hell." Marie and her natural allegiance to that raggedy ass loser, Latrice continues to show how self absorbed she is, and Letitia thinks she's bigger than the program. Keywan, I'm with you when you're right, and sometimes I'm with you when you're wrong. But in this case, you're right. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with this statement. You bet that's my friend, y'all. AB, they're gonna get called out every time. Absolutely. Absolutely. The goalpost is always moving, ain't it? Dr. Jim Bunny's in the house, y'all. Say hey to Dr. Jim Bunny. You ain't late. We just getting right into the, as I would call it, the meat and potatoes of it all. You ain't late, girl. You all right. Today my dogs took my dog Zeus for a walk. Oh, okay. Shout out to Zeus. We love Zeus over here on WatchYoMouthReviews. The DMV streets are, it's hot in Charlotte too. I'm like, God damn. Whew. Lord. Selena is pissing me off. Not Selena pissing you off too. So they get to V12 and everybody is honoring, you know, Mike and Selena. Selena says she's never been embraced this way ever. So this was so refreshing to have this. They looked like they had a good time. It looked like they enjoyed themselves. The crowd was rowdy. I loved it. And as they're leaving, Carrie is still pissed about, at this point, Matt not wanting to rough it and stay in the room with her because she doesn't want to leave the collective because she feels like she is bailing on her job and everything. So she wants him to rough it, and he's not trying to rough it. As soon as he gets back to the room, he wants to book a hotel. And if that means leaving Carrie at the house because she don't want to come, that's what he's going to do. He's not going to be uncomfortable. Now, I'm 100% behind Matt with this one, and I know this is going to sound messed up, but I can't force someone to be where they don't want to be. I'm not going to be uncomfortable and then have no privacy either. And I'm a married person. So I 100% understood where Matt was coming from. And I probably would have done the exact same thing. I probably would have booked a hotel and left everybody, including her, if that's what she wants to leave. But she got mad. And instead of her keeping her marriage and this issue to herself, she decides to blurt it out to everybody about how Matt just is going to leave her and take it as like, instead of just following behind her and being on her side of things and everything. And I'm like, Carrie. I said, Carrie, I love you. I do. But you're 100% in the wrong right now. Right now. 100% in the wrong. Because you're asking somebody to be uncomfortable for you when you're also were equally as uncomfortable. Y'all are not friends like that where they deserve you to be in this position. And even if they were friends of a certain stature in your life, they shouldn't even willingly put you in this position. So you can't get mad at your husband because he wants to find other accommodations. You need to be going with him and saying, fuck everybody because they had you fucked up. But Carrie and I are different. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Carrie feeling away, telling the group how she feels in front of her husband, completely diminishing him, and getting back because he doesn't want to rough it with her?
Oh no, I see what Miss Marlene be talking about with Carrie. She needs to learn how to submit to her husband. And I get it. You can be independent as a woman, you can be a boss, you can be a businesswoman and all these different things and still submit to your husband. These women are not your friends. And I see Keywan saying she wondered if production talked to her. I had wondered the same thing, but even if they did, I'm choosing my marriage and my husband over some people that have not liked me and acted an absolute fool. Like, part of being married is being a united front. And Carrie just disrespected this man left and right, was talking negatively about him to the people who put you in that situation. And shame on you, Latrice, because you did some shit that genuinely caused them to have some type of disarray in their marriage. I know a lot of people be like, oh no, they got other problems. Yeah, even if they didn't have any other problems, a situation like this will probably cause a couple to argue if she's refusing to leave. Like, I didn't like that Carrie did that. You should stick by your husband, because at the end of the day, when these cameras go down, if you leave the show, the business that you keep complaining about that you have to close, the person who's going to be there for you through that is your husband. And he was willing to pay for the room with his points. That would have been the biggest flex. Like, look what my man did. I'm finna go and stay in this nice ass room, and y'all can have that little couch down there. Now what? But instead, Carrie wants to act a fool. I do think that Carrie does this though for the show. Like, I think she's stubborn. I think she's hard headed. But I feel like in this specific situation, she just wanted to stay in the house so that she could be on camera more. That's what it's given. Because she wasn't giving him no other reasons for staying that were valid. Like, she couldn't give that man one single reason why. And I don't know what was wrong with Carrie. I understand she's overwhelmed, but if you're so overwhelmed or you got to close a business and got shit going on, you could have missed the trip. We've seen other people miss trips. But instead, she came there, she crashed down, she acted a fool. Your man obviously loves you, because the way mine would have took me by the hand and dragged my ass to that hotel.
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, my husband would not have done that. Like, we don't got no privacy. Okay, the way my man would have took me to that damn hotel.
First of all, my man would say, James, these are not your friends.
They're
These are
not
not your
friends.
friends. Like, what are
You
you
always,
doing?
you should always, when you are married, your partner should come first, above your mama,
Absolutely.
above your friends,
Absolutely.
above your family, above everything. The only person I would say your husband should not come before is if you have children under 18.
Yep.
That's it. But other than that, ride with your nigga. Carrie was wrong with you, girl. I still love Carrie, though. I want to make that clear. I still love Carrie, and I do think she's crashing out. But baby, if you're gonna be having your husband drive 6 hours and you expect him to stay on a damn sofa bed, you better make sure you're on a show that can do a lot more and is more respected than Belle fucking Collective on OWN. Okay.
First of all, I want to address Keywan's point right here because I just had a moment of thinking about it. Let me explain something to y'all. Production that day would have had to kiss my ass because I'm not staying nowhere and disrespecting my husband for any type of camera that I'm not being paid like my other businesses are paying me. Let's make that very clear. I am sure that whatever checks Carrie get from her businesses and Matt's business is way more than this little bit of check they're getting from OWN. I am sure of it. So I will weigh out my pros and cons. If that means I gotta quit this day because my disrespect, I don't want to take it any further, I'm not going to do it. I get this is public recognition. I get this put Carrie's in places that she probably
Baby,
could
but
not
you
get
are
to.
below the D-list celebrities if you want OWN. Like,
Right.
I'm not trying to be shady, but they have lower ratings for a reason. Not as many people seem to watch it. And they also OWN attracts an older demographic, which I can understand. Like, Carrie, to do all of this for not a good salary for a bunch of women that have treated you wrong, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like to me, I'd have told him to kiss my ass, especially because I make more than what the show is even paying me. I'm probably doing this just for public recognition. I feel like that's why Carrie's doing the show. I don't feel like she really is doing it for the money. Yes, extra money does help, but
She
I
wants
do.
the attention.
She wants the
She has
attention.
all of the businesses and the brand deals. It does help her in that aspect. But
Yeah.
again, like I said at the beginning of this video, the get back does not make sense.
Nope.
Latrice and Letitia, when they were in Carrie's trip, had a door, privacy, a bathroom, and an actual bed. Crazy. She should have been cussing out Latrice.
I would have been. Y'all want a show? I'm gonna give you one.
Right.
Does anyone understand the business locations and operational flow of Marie continues to explain? I have a general idea of it, but because I don't really follow that part of her life on this show, and I just, it's over my head. But I have a generalized idea, if that makes sense. I hope that answers your question. Marie would have to get up here and explain it herself. So yeah. In front of people who want them to fall apart because their marriage ain't ish.
It was points in this episode, Keywan, that I was so annoyed because they would bring up Carrie and Matt's beef. And then specifically, Latrice was like smiling about it. Y'all, it's like me and Cliff and Letitia and Glenn. Why are you happy that another couple is arguing? That's fucking weird, bro.
Unless she don't think there's a problem with her marriage. Because I thought that same thing.
She said that though. She literally said that. You not on here with problems like she said, me and Cliff and Letitia and Glenn. So she acknowledged that she does have issues in her marriage. I'm saying that she looked happy that somebody else was having an issue on TV because it is constantly, she was right, it is constantly Letitia and Glenn's bullshit. And when it's not that, then Cliff is saying some problematic stuff to Latrice. So I didn't like how joyful they were in the fact that these two were arguing, specifically Latrice
That is
and
crazy.
Letitia, because that's just, I feel like hateful people. When you are happy that someone else is suffering just because you for a chance don't look like an idiot, like that says a lot about your character. I've been a fan of Latrice and have defended her on this show season after season, but after this episode, I can't stand the bitch now.
Yeah, she did turn me off with this one. I also have defended her as well because I did think that they were bullying her a lot of the times because they were jealous. But yeah, she can
What's
go to
even
hell.
worse is somebody who knows what it feels like to be bullied and then to go and do the same fuck shit to somebody else. Like,
Right. Yes. Oh, you right on point with that because yeah, I feel it. Carrie has anger issues and Matt retains calm, but everyone has a breaking point. Carrie stabbing the melon was traumatic. We'll get there. We ain't there yet, but we'll get there because I do agree with that. That was why Carrie's acting hell. Uh, I mean, yeah, it was ditzy. Yes, she was acting ditzy because I think it's more so I want to get in with the mean girl clique, so I'm willing to sleep in a room that has no privacy, a pull-out mattress from a sofa that was dirty as hell. Yeah, I think she is acting hella ditzy. I think she, is Katie Heron trying to get in with Regina George and her clique. It does give that absolutely. I know that's right, Dr. Jim Bunny. I know that's right. Yeah, let's be clear. Carlos isn't paying them too much to do this on national TV. Not for me to be disrespected. No, he sure is not. It'd be one thing if you was paying me $1 million to do this show, I might, play along for to get along, but I know that's not what he's paying. So yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. That bunk bed was better than the closet. It really this right here. This right here. Because let's put that in perspective again for people who just coming in. It was not a shared room with Letitia and Latrice with their husbands. It was a shared room between Letitia and Latrice together. Each had their own 2 beds apiece, own closet, and privacy. Carrie and Matt are a married couple who have a transparent door on a dirty ass sofa that got a pull out bed. The bunk bedroom was better. I'm just saying. Maria and Essie have great businesses which help people with addiction issues, and they operate a huge government contract. So we're talking about millions of dollars. Thank you, American Born. I appreciate that because I sure didn't know how to explain that. Misery loves company. Sure does. Latrice is a gutter snipe. I clicked about 4 seasons ago. I used to like her. She all right. I mean, they're too comfortable, and that's usually what happens on Carlos's shows. Is that the cast ends up becoming way too comfortable, and there's no shakeup. There's no fear, nothing. There's nothing. They just are too comfortable, and they're producing themselves, and it's getting annoying. So as they get back to the house, I'm not going over Letitia and Glenn's scene. I'm just not going to do it because I don't care because I feel like they full of shit anyway. Mrs. Best, you want to talk about Cliff and Letitia scene?
no, no.
Okay, so we'll move on. So Carrie is in Carrie met her in Latrice's closet. He's still trying to book him a hotel. He on the phone with people. I don't know why he just didn't go on the app and just, do but never mind. Never mind. But she's like, are you really trying to leave? Like, I don't want us to leave. Like, come on. And he goes, well, Carrie, have a good time. I'm not gonna stay in this. You go ahead and enjoy yourself. I'm going to leave. She goes, you're so ridiculous. You're just this and that. And so she walks out the room. So the next morning comes, and I'd be good and goddamn because Matt actually stayed in the room. Now, wait a minute. Now, Matt, I was on your side up until this point. Up until this point, I was on your side. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. I don't give a fuck how much I loved Carrie. Ain't no way in hell I would have stayed in that room. I would have rather slept in my truck in hot ass Georgia than to be up in there in that foolishness. Absolutely not. I was shocked because Matt didn't give me the type that budges at all. He did not give me that type of guy. So I was flabbergasted. Mrs. Best, what was your reaction when you saw Matt actually did rough it with Carrie?
I'm not surprised. That's what husbands do. You don't want to hear her mouth.
Oh, I just had to hear it because I would have left.
No, it's that simple. It's not much to analyze there. Eventually, he decided to stay. I still feel like production probably had a piece in it, but you know, it is what it is. Either way, Latrice gonna have to answer for this stuff at the reunion.
She sure do.
So
Yeah, Jill, that's also the reason she's talking about retiring. They have made a killing on those contracts. Okay. Shout out to them.
I do want to say though, because she just opened a methadone clinic. I do work in mental health. I don't think the methadone clinics are always the answer, and a lot of times they contribute to keeping people on drugs because people don't always use it appropriately. But I'm still happy that Marie is doing well. But
Absolutely.
that's just my personal thing on the methadone clinics. They seem to do more harm than good.
Well, that's what you're here for. So I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate you saying that. I would have left, period. I'm trying to tell you. Is Glenda Danbell, why is he always in the mix?
It is weird that he's even planning this trip with Latrice. Like, that's weird to me.
I guess because he's the closest to Mike. I think that's what she explained. He's the closest to Mike and she's the closest to Selena. So I think that's where she was trying to correlate the two of them blending this together. It still didn't make sense to me either.
She did everything because Glenn ain't got no money.
Yeah.
She obviously did everything. They went to her friend's bar. She found the house. She chose the rooms. They could have left Glenn out of that. I feel like they're trying to force Glenn on us this season.
Absolutely. I agree with that too. American Born Style. I will say my nephew got on stuff. I can never pronounce this word right. Suboxone, and it helped him. He was clean ever since. That is amazing. I love hearing stories like that.
Suboxone and methadone can be helpful for those who take it correctly, but some people end up staying on it, and the goal is to slowly get off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But shout out to your nephew. That's amazing. We keep uplifting him in his journey. We love it. So now we're finna get to the scene where James is about to go off because I be good and goddamn. If I ever walk into a kitchen and see somebody who claim they a great cook,
look at her shape.
It all makes sense.
People come big and small at all of that. Letitia been trying to talk about PCOS is the reason why she is the way that she is. You are the way that you are because you eat like shit.
I have never seen somebody deep fry sausage.
That, first of all, she tried to unalive everybody. That was attempted murder. Okay? That was attempted murder. You deep fry sausages. Marie has lupus. Selena got health problems and already struggling with her pressure. Tambra looked like anything could set her off. Carrie's already stressed out. She don't need. Who puts? And that's why the cameras kept zooming in, because I don't know if y'all peeped. She also put oil into the damn bacon pan.
Yes.
She was trying to either start a grease fire or put these women into cardiac arrest from having cholesterol so high.
And the fact that everybody walked in their kitchen.
It was Selena when she walked in. It smelled like burnt food. So the shit didn't even smell right.
It wasn't going to smell right. It's sausage have grease in it already.
No, and justice for Mrs. fucking Best. Justice for Amina Herbert. That is me. Let me tell y'all came at me on this channel because I got at that lady for taking some motherfucking corn out of a goddamn can and putting the shit into a skillet with lots of oil. Y'all said, Miss Best, you mean. You just don't like Letitia. Let me tell you this. My grandmother, Zenobia Cecilia Cunningham Charles, taught me how to cook it. She's from New Orleans, Louisiana, okay? I've been cooking since I was 8 years old as well. To do what this woman did was a travesty. And y'all told me I was wrong. But she obviously likes to take a full thing of oil, put it in a skillet, and then she adds things to it. It doesn't matter what it is. She did it with corn. She did it with bacon. And now the bitch done did it with the sausage. Do you understand that my husband don't cook and we was looking? And then you took damn near all the oil.
Yeah.
All the oil.
And that was a big old bottle of oil. That wasn't the little
big bottle. Letitia, and you could tell she was embarrassed. You could tell
you could tell that she does this every morning.
It was when they asked Marie without Marie knowing, so that Marie couldn't even get a chance to lie for her friend. I said, y'all ain't shit. And Letitia's face. When the bride gotta cook, that's why your man out there, Letitia. That's why you having the problems you having, okay? Because if that's what you're cooking at home, he got to go find another bitch to fuck on and get a meal from. Because what?
I don't blame Selena for getting that kitchen, because there's nobody would have ate that shit either. I would have cussed Letitia because, first of all, you are wasting food. You are destroying people's kitchens. And then you're going to make everybody sick, because I know that shit wasn't done in the middle.
That's what happens when you cook stuff in oil on high.
Oh, high.
You are messing up the ability. I am hollering at Jewel. She said Letitia probably frying salad.
It wouldn't surprise me. This lady can't cook. I'm sorry.
From the South. What a shame. It's dreadful.
And the fact that she claims that she's a great cook, but was deep frying some damn raw ass sausage that already got oil in it. So that was what was burning. If y'all really want to know, that's what was burning. The fact that the sausage already has oil in it, and then she's making it worse, cooking it on high, cooking it fast so it doesn't cook, because those were the thick sausages. Y'all, get her off my screen.
I can't.
Get her off my screen. I can't. I was so done with Letitia after that, y'all.
But y'all called it rude.
Right.
Y'all showed up late to dinner and people ate without you. Now people showing up to breakfast on time and they got to restart the whole damn thing because you done wasted multiple pieces,
packages,
articles of food. That's why I don't eat at everybody's house.
Right. Because there's no way. Why. And the fact that some of y'all walked down there and saw her doing the shit and didn't think to question it until Selena brought her ass down there and said, wait, what the fuck are you doing? Selena told everybody get out the kitchen. Everybody get out the kitchen right now. That's me. Everybody get out the kitchen. Because get out the kitchen. Y'all play too much. And
Selena's usually pretty timid and tries to be sweet. The way she put Letitia out that kitchen, nobody Letitia, please. There are children starving in Africa still. Like, what are we doing? Why?
No, it was Letitia acting like she was just insulted. And everybody is trying to tell her that sausage has oil in it, but she was like, well, I mean, it's good.
That's why she's an authorized user on her mama credit card.
No, this explains. Listen, if she does this at least 2 or 3 times a week, this is why the journey of weight loss has been hard for her. All that oil and all of those, the fact that you putting grease in a pan and cooking bacon that is already greasy, the fact that you are putting grease in a pan to deep fry some fucking sausages, wasting oil.
About the corn, I will never let that go. She put oil in the pan.
She put oil in the pan and
that's why I was so mad about the corn.
And then now Selena can't even make all the pancakes she want to make because you didn't use the bottle oil.
People like Letitia do piss me off because I do suffer from PCOS. It is called something different now because it's a metabolic disease, but I suffer from it. It's part of why I went on a weight loss journey and struggled to lose weight. But I feel like I genuinely feel like the way that this lady eats is contributing to her weight.
Yep.
And I wish that she would not bring PCOS into it, because then it kind of like you're using something that people are really struggling with to make an excuse for yourself while also putting out false information.
Absolutely.
So Letitia, never touch any pan or just leave the show.
AB, why'd you bring this up? Because this is child abuse. It is.
Y'all ain't right.
It is. Because that is so
Justice for
disrespectful.
Mrs. Best, though. Justice for me. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Yeah.
They came down on me hard when
Yes,
I
they
got at
did.
that lady for cooking corn and skillet. Go back to James's reviews. There are still reviews up there of people upset telling me I was mean. You don't take motherfucking cans sitting in water and put it into a skillet with hot oil. She's either trying to give you a heart attack, a stroke, or set a grease fire. I said what I said. This lady must be stopped.
Yeah, justice for Mrs. Best. I second that. Y'all did come at my friend hard. Like y'all didn't have to do her like this.
I know
Now
when a
that
bitch can't cook. In the
yes,
words of James, I know what I'm looking at. It's
right.
crazy.
Let me read y'all comments before we move to the last part. Who's the teacher trying to press with the sausage frying in a cup of vegetable oil? Not 1 cup. It was 3 cups.
It was half of the bottle.
It was half of the bottle. That's about 3 cups worth of oil in one pan, and that was a little boiling pot.
It wasn't even the right type
It
of
wasn't even the right type of shit. Wasn't even the right type of shit to even cook that shit in.
I know the people's Airbnb smell like hot oil for
Yeah,
hours.
you know, absolutely. And
If
it's in
you
the
can't cook, just stay the fuck out the kitchen. It's okay. You don't have to know how.
Let me explain
Do
something to
not.
y'all. James, listen, I am not a cook at all. I know to keep my ass out the kitchen. I know when I got guests over and I got friends to get breakfast ordered before they wake up and act like it's called fake and bake. The lady in Love and Basketball did it correctly. You get it, you get some shit, spread the icing around, make it look like you did it, and there you go. Fake and bake. But don't get in there and fuck shit up. Now I can't get no pancakes and I gotta eat crunchy ass sausages, which I wouldn't have ate. Thank you, Letitia. Thank you. We ain't letting you live this down either. I'm gonna bring this shit up every time I have to review the show. I'm gonna take over the reins from my bestie.
This why the food wasn't right at them brunches seasons ago.
Yeah.
This is exactly why. Letitia was probably in the kitchen telling them to fry the pancake hard. Okay.
Burnt waffles and crunchy burnt ass bacon. Now we see why that I don't listen. Justice for Aikisha because they was coming at her too. Listen,
Shana said, "Don't be afraid to say you went to IHOP." Right?
I'm trying. Yes, absolutely. Yes, that was terrible, y'all. Letitia has no clue how to cook. My God, today, no, she don't. And Mrs. Best has been called that out ever since that scene happened. That arm can whip up a mean potato salad for Thanksgiving. What arm? I don't trust. If you talk about Letitia's arm, listen, I don't want no well done ass potatoes in my, potato salad. That's not going to taste good. Letitia's a pretty lady, but just slow. Yeah, she is. Yeah. I can't disagree with y'all. This is the same one who had glory greens and pork chop. Not glory greens.
Keywan was hitting me up about that. She took the can of glory greens and gave him a fried pork chop.
I remember that was season 1. I remember.
Like what?
I hope she put oil in the pan for that. I hope she didn't do that. I'm praying. I don't know. I don't remember, but I hope she didn't do that. I've been done with her, Glendale. I know we all have because that was some bullshit. Yeah. Deep frying breakfast sausages is crazy. Ain't that right, Shana? Shout out to my girl Shana. Y'all click on her pretty picture and subscribe to her channel. It was Shana. That was a travesty. I'm sorry. That was a mess. We did see that. Mrs. Beston watched season 1.
I did. I've watched it.
You watched everything? Okay.
I finally went back and watched season 1, but after season 1, I didn't want to watch the other ones I missed. Sorry.
Don't even think it's okay. You say you read the
I see what y'all mean about the wig and the Buick. My God.
Yeah. Yeah, the wig and the who was it Alexandra Rogers who said she had a Honda Odyssey? That shit still is free in my head. That's why I don't do Airbnbs. I mean, I haven't technically. I've always stayed in hotels. I never technically do. Mrs. Best is the Airbnb one over here. I still stay in hotels.
But it take the trick with Airbnb. You really have to take your time. I primarily use it out of the country because I feel like it's better. in the country.
We always see Glenn come home with fast food or pizza. It's no wonder she can't lose weight. He's right. Child.
My husband is just laughing at us in the background. Like,
Because
why
I
are
knew we was gonna be I knew we was gonna spend some time on this. I already knew what this was about to be. As soon as I saw when she did that, I said, "Oh Lord."
It was her over the gallons of oil she put in them pots. Confident. I'd be scared I'm gonna get popped with grease or something. She was over there confidently flipping bacon and sausages, floating in oil with a regular fork.
And the thing about it is, I know that sausage wasn't done. I know it was not, y'all.
It was crunchy on the outside and
And
pink on
raw,
the
yeah, and
inside.
pink. I guarantee you it was pink. I know. Oh God, y'all. Ooh, such a mess. Letitia, listen, listen over here to watch your mouth reviews. Don't you ever do that shit again. They done taught you a lesson. Sausage and bacon have their own oil. If you're gonna pull out that cast iron skillet, don't put shit in it. If you go, I'm just saying, do not do this again. Do
Shana
not.
said, cooking on vacation. I get my Airbnbs, but I'm not using their stoves and pots usually. We're not cooking on vacation.
No, yeah, I don't know. I usually, it depends on the circumstances for me. I usually order out if because I've stayed in like lodges and stuff where they've had like pots and pans. My grandmother usually, because when I went to Clear Lake, that's what happened with my family for cooking for my grandfather's birthday. They had pots and pans. I had to run my grandmother to Safeway to go get some bleach. And she must have let them pots soak in that bleach for I don't know how long. But that's what she did. Like, if that's what we have to do, we'll do it. But 9 out of 10, I'm not using their pots and pans either. Yeah.
Only way I'm cooking on vacation, I have traveled with somebody who cooked like Letitia that me and James both know. And
Lord.
I put all 5 of them bitches out the kitchen and I did cook for 5 days in Las Vegas, drunk and all. It was either that or I was gonna starve.
Where was I that one time I had to buy pots and pans from Walmart and then I took them to the Goodwill after I was done? I stayed at somebody's resort and there was a Walmart about 10 miles down the road. I had went and bought pots and pans.
You said 10 miles down the road. That's hella far. What?
Listen, I feel I forgot where I was, but I did that. I went and bought pans and then I donated them right after. That was a waste of $100, but we ate good because it was like, those black, they always had that black pots and stuff that had that smell to it. I couldn't stand it. No, I'm not doing that. So I think it was in northern Arizona. I remember it was near Flagstaff. We had went camping and we had it was crazy. So the last scene is Latrice said that she's going to separate the groups, so the men will have their outing, the ladies will have theirs, because she has to separate Matt and Carrie because there is tension over there, and Carrie's getting agitated. She's cutting the fruit, using the wrong knife. Again, I don't know what the hell is wrong with y'all on TV and using the wrong utensils for slicing and, taking the skin off shit.
They probably didn't have a lot of knives. I feel like they was probably using the supplies that came with the Airbnb they was in.
Yeah, but then I just have to not buy the fruit. Then I had to get it already cut up. But she was slicing, and she said Matt's kind of agreeing with Latrice, and Carrie's thinking that they're joking, but they really were not joking. And Latrice was actually very serious. And once again, Carrie, this is Latrice playing in your face. So Carrie gets mad and now realizing it wasn't a joke and was like, oh, okay, I see how it is. And then stabs the fruit in the middle and the knife gets stuck. And they say, uh-oh, there goes the real Carrie. There she is. So she walks off. So Latrice feels kind of bad. So she goes, y'all, that's not how we're supposed to do this. This is supposed to be a good trip. I need to go after her and talk to her because y'all, so she gets nice to Tambra. I said, so Latrice, after you just started all this shit this morning, now you want to go up there and run after Carrie. And Carrie, you a fool for telling her your business like you doing. But Carrie tells her exactly what's going on with, the restaurants. They say if this does not turn around, her and Matt are going to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. And she thinks that her behavior at this moment is misplaced energy. Or, yeah, something like that, misplaced emotions, whatever it was that she said. I agree with her to an extent. And the reason why I say to an extent that I agree with her, I said, but Carrie, they also are playing in your face. So I don't think it's misplaced emotions or angry. Maybe towards Matt, I can agree with her, but towards the rest of them, no, it's not misplaced. You're just taking it out on the wrong person. You need to redirect it. Like, yes, I think with Matt, that's misplaced. It needs to go to Latrice and anybody else who's laughing at you and Matt's expense. That's who you need to be cussing out and getting angry with and turning up with. You would have been justifiably so on Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, and I'm sure a lot of others who review this show, you would have been justified on our channels because that's who you need to take it out on. But I wouldn't have told Latrice shit. Latrice would have kissed my ass that day because I would have been so fucking mad at her for one, putting my marriage in compromising positions, and then production for obligating me to be here in these fucked up situations. That's it. That's all. Mrs. Best, how'd you feel about Carrie's outburst and Latrice, trying to comfort her?
Pretty much the same as you. Latrice, you started all of this and now you want to go fix it. And then in comforting her, you were smiling, happy at the fact that her and Matt do have problems. This lady has never said that her and her husband are perfect. She has been very open with the group, explaining the issues they have with the mother-in-law and how she feels about him. She's discussed her business. I just feel like Latrice is full of it, and I still like Carrie, but I need her to use her discernment and get a little less nice, because I'm not gonna complain to the person who has caused me and my husband to be arguing on a vacation about my woes with my husband. But then I also feel like maybe Carrie talked to Latrice about it because she did mention her business, and Latrice actually has a business. But then, talk to Marie, or, talk to Marie. She's the only other one with the business. But I don't know. It just annoyed me. At the end of this episode, I was so disappointed in Carrie. I really was disappointed in Carrie because I feel like she's asserting herself at her man, but she needs to be giving that assertive energy to these messy bitches. Yeah. And it's really, to me, like just that simple. But I'm going to give her grace. I still like her a lot. She's still my favorite on Belle Collective, just because she does have a lot going on. Carrie just needs to learn to take on less and to control herself when she gets upset.
Or if you're going to get upset at the right person. That's all I'm going to say. Because because sometimes her being upset has validation. The mother-in-law overstepped her boundaries. I understand what the mother-in-law is saying too, now that you put it out there like that. I do understand what the mother-in-law is saying, but once again, that's Carrie's household. You can't really come up in there and run amok and make a mess and then expect her not to react. That's not how that works. I feel like she should have definitely, like Latrice had her all kind of fucked up. So the fact that she was just opening up to her, I said, Carrie, what are you doing? But
you can't open up to Latrice. You can't open up to Letitia.
Nope.
Marie is up and down. God.
The only person that's left is Tambra, and all she gonna do is that's all she gonna do. So
I will say Tambra's boring, but she does seem to give good advice and show up for her friends.
I can't do Tambra, so hell, the only other person that's left is Selena, and I feel like
Selena shouldn't tell anyone anything.
I was literally just about to say that. Like, that's all that's left. So
she's just pretty. Just stand there and smile, Selena.
Yeah, that's all. But that was the episode, y'all. This was a lot. They was doing too much. This was way too much for my liking. But my most memorable upset and disappointment was Letitia Pearson in that goddamn kitchen deep frying them fucking sausages. That was my whole disappointment this whole episode, because lady, how dare you? Justice for Mrs. Best. Like I said, I'll say it again. Jules said, why not bring cooks and cleaning staff for those tasks, budget issues via production?
Listen, Latrice said she did her part for the trip, and we know Glenn ain't got no money, Jewel. So I think that's why they didn't have a cook. The Belle Collective girls, since I've watched this show, whenever they go on a trip, there seems to be something missing. If there's a chef, there's no space. If there's space, there's no chef or somebody and not get it. Like it's never all the way right.
I feel like had they ever had a trip where they actually had the appropriate staff? I know when they went to New Orleans, JJ and Soguchi ended up getting a chef because that's not how they roll. Usually there's someone to cook for them. So I remember that, but I don't ever think there was a trip that they taken collectively where they didn't have everything was spot on. I think that's what they need to do
Mm-hmm.
is I'm telling you, put everybody donate $500, put it in a pot and appropriate it to a chef because y'all need staff if y'all gonna be doing this. Do it right. She's too forgiving. Yeah, I think because Carrie just wants to be liked. I think that's what she does. She just wants to be liked. But fuck all that. Respect is better. I need you to respect me. You don't have to like me, but you gonna respect me if I got to be in the same space with you. So yeah, Gucci and JJ Cater brunch was top tier. Yep. Yeah, they had it. They had it right. They did. And Letitia coming there. I thought I had to cook breakfast. I remember that scene also clearly. And Letitia, we're glad that you didn't cook breakfast because I would have cussed you out. My mouth was more reckless last year than it was this year. I would have cussed your ass out if I saw you do that goofy shit last year in New Orleans of all places. Oh no, 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 no. That wouldn't have went down with that. Yeah, Marie don't like Carrie, but it's not that deep. It's not. It's not that deep. I think that Marie's intimidated. I really do. I think that she is intimidated because Latrice is one thing. I think that that's one thing, but I think Carrie is another. I think Carrie actually brings a little bit more of a educational factor to what she can back up, whereas Latrice is just doing it because it sounds good or it's a good idea. Not to say that she's any less intelligent or anything like that, because I think Latrice is brilliant, but the way she carries herself is a lot different than how Carrie carries herself. Oh, not the Cracker Barrel brunch that she charges $60 a pop for. So if y'all want to go over to one of Letitia Pearson's brunches with deep fried bacon and sausage and burnt ass waffles, you got to pay $60 for it. Just saying. Just saying. Marie has to unpack that miserable spirit. Yeah. Yeah, but I think that she needs a good therapist. That's all. And that's funny. She works in mental health, but she needs a good therapist. She
When
really
I
do.
say the people in mental health, every coworker and colleague, including myself, is something wrong with all of us. That's why we're able to help those whose mental health is crazy.
Yeah. But that's okay. Y'all be doing the Lord's work when y'all do be doing it. So we appreciate y'all. $60 go on the Glenn's account. Listen, we're Mrs. Moncrief at when I need her. Because when she told me that, y'all saw my reaction. Y'all go back and watch that video. I'll repost it once I find it. Y'all go back and watch that video. When Mrs. Moncrief told me she charges that much for her brunches, me and Mrs. Best both stopped mid-sentence.
Because I'm not paying $60 for chicken and waffles, even if they are good. I'm not paying $60 for chicken and waffles.
It ain't even chicken and waffles. It's burnt ass bacon, deep fried sausages, and burnt ass waffles.
You not gonna give me to pay $60 for a Denny's Grand Slam special at your brunch? That's what that sounded like. Like, no.
Oh my goodness, y'all. But we got to get up out of here because we still got to do Hard Hustle Houston and we're going to be there a minute too. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. This was fun to actually do these hot ass messes on this show. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Mrs. Best. Shout out to my replay gang. Thank y'all for being here. Like the video. Hashtag justice for Mrs. Best because y'all had her best up. So make sure y'all leave that comment. Those of y'all who came at her for that comment. We love y'all so much, and I'll see you guys on my next live. Have a good one, y'all. Bye-bye.